Here's what he had to say regarding the summit between Putin and Xi.
Well, he told me he was going to. I think it's good. I get along with both of them. I don't know if the ceremony was quite as brilliant as mine. I watched. I think we topped them. I think we topped them.
Gordon Chang joins us now. Gordon, always good to see you, my friend. Gordon, for those who forget, he's the author of Plan Red, China's Project to Destroy America. Look, I think there's a bit of gamesmanship here. I think you go back to President Trump's visit. It was the explicit wish of the Chinese Communist Party for the U.S. not to discuss Taiwan. And then every other word that came out of their mouth when he got there was Taiwan, 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 to the point where the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, had to start talking about Taiwan. And then in the middle of this trip, it is announced that Putin is coming to China to visit with Xi. It seems to me that, once again, China has not been dealing with the U.S. in an honest manner.
Oh, it certainly hasn't. And this has been true the entire communist period, especially Xi Jinping, who believes that he should be the world's only legitimate ruler. What we saw, with Vladimir Putin in Beijing, they signed 40 agreements, and on the surface, it looks like things are fine. But Putin did not get what he came for, and that was to go forward on the Power of Siberia 2 gas pipeline. So we know that relations between China and Russia right now are not as good as they once were. And we also can see one other thing. We got two weak states that are trying to find comfort in each other's arms. Remember, Russia's being pushed out of Ukraine, and Trump is forcing China out of the Western Hemisphere in the Middle East. And all these guys can do, Xi Jinping and Putin, is carp and complain. That's all they can do, Joe.
Well, with Presidents Trump and Putin making those back-to-back pilgrimages almost to Beijing, does that signal something about China's evolving role on the global stage? How do you see it?
Yes, the narrative right now is that China is the center of global politics because you have not only President Trump, but Vladimir Putin going there. On the surface, that sounds right, but just when you look at it, neither China nor Russia can challenge the United States when the United States is determined. And the United States has been determined under President Trump. So, right now, they're both looking to get things from the United States. And it's in Trump's, bailiwick, and he's within his power to give them what they want. And he's not. And that's a really good thing, ED.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.